Yes, sir. Go and step out from there. Step out from there. Thanks over there. Come on, try back.
I didn't do anything.
You're being detained.
Come here. I didn't do anything.
Put your hands behind your back.
I didn't do anything.
I'm not get sprayed. Put your hands behind your fucking back.
Come on,
Put your hands behind your fucking back.
I can't stop. I'm not resisting. Stop. I'm doing it. Stop.
Put your hands behind your back.
I can't breathe.
Put your hands behind your back.
I can't breathe. If you assaulted me, I need an ambulance.
Stop.
I need an ambulance. I need an ambulance. I need an ambulance. Help!
Go and start me.
Can you help me up? I need to sit up. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Why did you do that? I was literally trying to put my hand behind your back. I have my camera.
Yeah, I do too.
Hello?
Stand up. Stand up. Stand up.
I can't breathe.
All right, Watchdogs, before we even get started today, you know the drill. Smash that like button, drop a comment, share this everywhere, subscribe to the channel, and follow BZ Watchdog News Network on Facebook for updates, government records, and the documents they don't want you digging into. Now, let's talk about Conroe, Texas. Yes, that Conroe, the place where allegedly the policy seems to be, use excessive force first and justify it later in the paperwork. Because today's story isn't coming from rumors. It isn't coming from gossip. It's coming straight from an email sent directly to me by a man named Shaun St, who says what happened to him inside his home on October 11, 2024, left him with life-threatening injuries and permanent disabilities. According to Shaun, officers were called for a domestic dispute. He says he answered the door calmly, and before he could even finish speaking, he was told he was detained and immediately attacked. Not questioned, not de-escalated, not assessed. Just straight to force. We're talking kicks, punches, knees to the chest, and repeated taser deployments, including probes allegedly embedded near his spine. And then, instead of medical aid, he claims the probes were forcibly removed without a doctor or ambulance present, and he was left in a patrol car for over an hour while officers allegedly searched for a charge to make it all stick. And here's where it gets real interesting. The initial resisting arrest charge dropped the same night after video evidence reportedly showed he wasn't resisting. Then suddenly, new charges appear because nothing says we're confident in our actions like changing the narrative after the cameras come into play. Shaun says he now suffers from severe spinal damage, heart complications, and permanent health issues tied to that encounter. And if even a fraction of this is accurate, that's not just a bad arrest, that's a potential civil rights nightmare wrapped in a use of force report. So today, we're diving into the email, the allegations, the video evidence, and the bigger question. Is this another case of accountability or another case of excessive force being cleaned up after the fact? Because one thing about Conroe, the paperwork always seems to get written after the force is used. And that, Watchdogs, is exactly why we're here. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. Let's get into it.
Tyranny, corruption, extortion. Sunlight is the best disinfectant.
BZ Watchdog News Network.
Yes, sir. Go and step out from there. Go and step out from there. Go and step out. Thanks over there. Come on, try back.
I didn't do anything.
You're being detained.
Come here. I can't breathe.
You're being detained.
Come here. I can't breathe. I didn't do anything.
Put your hands behind your back.
I didn't do anything. I I'm trying to resist my hand.
You want to get sprayed? Put your hands behind your fucking back.
Can I do it? Can I keep my arm?
Put your hands behind your fucking back.
I can't stop. I'm not resisting. Stop.
You are.
I'm trying. Can I do it myself? Stop. Look. Stop. I'm gonna do it myself.
Roll over on your stomach. Now. On your stomach. Put your hands behind your back.
I can't breathe.
Put your hands behind your back.
I can't breathe.
Put your hands behind your back.
I didn't do anything wrong. I was trying to tell you my arms don't bend that way. That's all I was trying to tell you. If you assaulted me, I was trying to tell you that. I was like, you need 2 cups. For the love of God. Why did you do that? I can't. I need an ambulance. 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 Help! Help! Can you help me up? I need to sit up. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. I need an ambulance. Why did you do that? I was literally trying to put my hand behind your back.
No, you weren't.
I swear to God, I have it on camera.
Yeah, I do too.
Jesus Christ. I was like, stop. Let me put my hand behind my back. For the love of God.
Hello?
Can I stand up?
You want to stand up?
She's in the bedroom. In the bedroom. Over there. Oh my God. I need an ambulance. I need your badge numbers.
Badge number is 26 Phoenix. Ambulance is already there.
I can't breathe. I can't body.
Slow down your breath.
I can't breathe.
Slow down your breath.
I was trying to tell you I needed 2 cups.
You are in 2 cups right now.
Yeah, but I was trying to put my hands behind my back to do that. And you wouldn't even let me do that. For the love of God, when I got in here, I was literally like, what is going on?
All right, stand up. Stand up. Stand up.
I can't breathe. I can't breathe.
So let's recap what we just watched. Because this isn't just disturbing, it's becoming a pattern. And that's the part nobody at Conroe seems too eager to talk about. What you just saw is not the first allegation of excessive force involving someone with medical vulnerabilities in the past 60 days. It's not the first, probably won't be the last. And yet somehow every single time, the same storyline shows up. Escalate first, explain later. According to the account provided, officers show up to a domestic call. He answers the door calmly, and instead of explaining the reason for detention, identifying a crime, or articulating probable cause, it allegedly jumps straight to, you're detained. Detained for what? No clear explanation, no warrant, no visible exigent circumstances. And then, this is where it gets illegally messy. Officers allegedly followed him into his own home when he didn't want to speak with them and was not under arrest. Let's be very clear. A call for service is not automatic legal justification for detention. A complaining party is not evidence of a crime by itself. And entering a home without exigent circumstances, consent, or a warrant raises serious Fourth Amendment concerns. Then comes de-escalation. Not verbal de-escalation, not medical assessment, not investigation. Allegations of kicking, kneeing, punching, and repeated taser deployment, followed by officers allegedly removing taser probes themselves instead of summoning medical personnel. Now here's where policy context matters. Most modern use of force and taser policies, including ones structured like Conroe PD's, treat taser probes as medical sharps. That means removal isn't just some casual field task. It's a medical procedure risk, infection risk, injury risk, liability risk, especially if probes are near sensitive areas, deeply embedded, or the subject is medically fragile. And the constitutional duty doesn't stop after force is used. Once force is applied, officers have a legal obligation to provide or summon medical care if someone is injured. But according to Shaun's statement, he was allegedly left in a patrol vehicle for over an hour, denied or delayed medical attention, and only charged after officers allegedly searched for something to justify the arrest, which, if true, paints a very different picture than a routine lawful detention. Let's talk about the red flags investigators and civil rights attorneys immediately look for. Unclear basis for detention, warrantless home entry without exigency, rapid escalation to force, repeated taser use, non-medical probe removal, delayed medical care, dropped initial charges followed by new ones. That is not a minor procedural issue. That is a potential civil rights liability storm under the 4th and 14th Amendments and 42 U.S.C. 1983. And here's the kicker. The very paperwork that would clarify everything, use of force reports, body cam footage, medical logs, EMS call records, taser deployment records. According to you, those records are either heavily redacted or pushed to the Attorney General review process. Interesting. Very interesting. Because transparency usually clears departments. Redactions and delays usually raise more questions. Now, based on the allegations presented, the key investigative questions are simple. Why was he detained at the door? What exigent circumstance justified entry into the home? Why was force escalated immediately? Why were taser probes allegedly removed without medical personnel? Why was medical care allegedly delayed? And why were initial charges dropped the same night? Those are not small questions. Those are case-defining questions. In my opinion, and I'll say this plainly, if the evidence supports these allegations, this is not just a bad arrest. This is grounds for dismissal, internal investigation, and potential criminal and civil review of officer conduct. And yes, the city of Conroe would absolutely deserve scrutiny for excessive force patterns, rights violations, and possible records obstruction if transparency continues to be delayed or filtered through heavy redactions. Because accountability is not optional, policy is not a suggestion, and constitutional rights do not disappear just because someone answered their own front door. But hey, maybe there's an explanation. Maybe the body cam will show lawful justification. Maybe the reports will match the force used. Or maybe this becomes yet another case where the paperwork is written to catch up with the force. You decide. Be sure to smash that like button, drop a comment, and share this everywhere. Subscribe on YouTube and follow on Facebook for updates, records requests, and document drops as they come in. And if you want to contact the City of Conroe or the Police Department, links will be down below. If you want to support the channel, consider becoming a channel member, grabbing some merch, or dropping a donation. Those links are also down below. I'm your boy BZ Watchdog, and remember, sunlight is and will always be the best disinfectant.
Tyranny, corruption, extortion. Sunlight is the best disinfectant.
BZ Watchdog News Network.